Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. Now I am back again with another Alliance War video, and this time we are going up against ISO8A, one of the older alliances that are left standing in MCOC, so shout out to the guys in ISO8. And yeah, no, this should be quite a good and fun war. Havoc is going to be an MVP. I will have some dodgy fights as well. I don't take too many fights, but I definitely do have some dodgy ones. So I'm going to be using Cassie, Mantis, and Havoc. We're going to be obviously starting with the boosting period. This is still yet another war where we are a man down on defense. And that, already basically means we're starting with, like 2 deaths extra. And ISO8, they are a very strong alliance, so that was a legitimate concern in this one. So I'm starting on path 5 and going up against Photon. And this matchup is actually not the best here for Mantis, to be honest. Like, I think I'd prefer to do this possibly with my Ascended Human Torch, or maybe if somebody had, or maybe my Kingpin, to be honest. Because of the Force of Will node, my Tranquilize will not work. And because of Ebb and Flow Knockdown, I can't really go into the whole level 2 shtick. So, what I do end up doing in this is I'm going to be using my level 3s. Now, looking at this fight, it's like, this sounds a bit rough. And to be fair, it is a fairly nasty fight, especially now when Photon is very, very hard to be switched. And there's definitely going to be some mistakes, a bit of luck, and a bit of improvisation midway through. So here I just brain farted. I should not have hit while she was phasing, but that's fine. So I do intercept. As we can see that all the debuffs are coming through, all of them. So now she's at 11 charges and I am full on debuffs. Luckily, Infuriate and Intimidate are still working. But the point is now I'm at my level 2, but we can see that I've only done 4% of her health is damaged. Now here I, misdex it slightly, that's on me. Fair enough. And I need to make an executive decision how am I going to approach this fight now. Because I could charge my heavy attack, obviously knock her down, and then try and activate my level 2. But I decide that I will end up getting myself to level 3. Actually, I should have started charging my heavy attack a bit quicker, considering that I do gain power from that as well. But here we can see that I drop her down with my heavy attack. The protection is off. And now I'm going to go for a fairly sizable level 3 activation here, hoping this does as much power damage as possible. And it doesn't. She's still very much so alive. So here I kind of panicked. I didn't need to activate that level 1 for sure, but we still did some solid damage. Now, however, I just need to pray to God that she does not activate that level 2, because she's nearly at 3 bars of power. I don't have much of wiggle room, so I'm just going to be holding block. Here, the sleep thingy helps me out a bit as well. And now I'm in the corner. I need her to throw that level 2 because her Houndlight form has expired, which is sweet. And I basically just want to get back up to another level 3, and we should be good. So I probably should have baited out that level 1. Let's be real. I should have baited out that level 1, but I didn't. So that's fine. I want to bait out the level 1 now. I accidentally parry her there. And she doesn't really want to throw it. Eventually she does, which is great. And now I do want to get back up to another level 3 of mine. And knock her down with a heavy attack, just like I did before. And then finish off the fight. Now, since she's at 14 charges, again, here's another place where I should have 100% baited out this special. But she doesn't really want to throw it. So I decided to go for it. The problem is, again, I did the 5 hits, and I should have just went into a heavy attack because I, for the second time, kind of ignored the fact that I gained power from that heavy attack as well. Because normally you don't really, because you just chain it into your level 2. Anyways, so I got a bit lucky there in the end. I realized that she didn't get stunned when I started charging my heavy attack, and then I kept charging because I thought if she runs in at me, I'm going to try and intercept her with my heavy attack. But eventually, I used it. The AI did some weird shenanigan things again, and it's all good. I dropped my level 3, relic finish. Didn't die, that's what matters. Now we're going to have Havoc against Onslaught, and this is a heavy hitter. Onslaught, again, with Ebb and Flow knockdown node. So I do need to knock him down, but I can't punish the heavy attack, and obviously I can't parry him. So we're going to be using our level 1s for the knockdowns. And as I am getting the Neuroshocks on me, obviously they're energy damage. And at that point, basically life's just good. So I am going to brick it at some point here and eat that level 1, which is perfectly fine and acceptable if you're Havoc, because that means I have 9 or 8 Neuroshocks on me. I have level 1 ready. I knock him down again, and that Onslaught just kind of self-destructs here, self-deletes, as you will. Obviously, this is a very trolly fight, which I did enjoy a lot. It's a very trolly matchup. It's actually also a part of how I lost win streak in my last arena, because I ended up winning the first match in one of my arena runs, and then accidentally, because I was just rushing, I matched my Onslaught against opponent's Havoc. So that was an auto self-deletion. And then it was like bullseye against opponent's Gore, and I just couldn't kill him because Gore was gaining a regeneration in every hit. So I lost my win streak in the last round because of some of these trolley matchups. And now this is Hazard Shift, obviously Shock and Bleed, Dr. Doom, Power Focus 2. And using Cassie against Dr. Doom is a bit tricky because you don't really want him to use the level 1, especially as you are ramping up. But since this is Power Focus 2, it is actually significantly easier to push Dr. Doom to level 2. And for the rest of this matchup, another very important thing that kind of helps you is if you have practiced this matchup with Tigra. Because if you have, then you know that you can run in at that, level 2, and then punish it with your heavy attack. And that's basically exactly the same way you would use Tigra against Dr. Doom here. And that's exactly what I do. So I get 27 power things on Doom, and I kind of decide that it'll pretty much be enough because it's dealing significant amount of damage. Now I can bait out the level 1s as well, should I choose to do so. Obviously, dexing that special gets me charges and lets me place poison on the opponent to continuously do. And yeah, at this point, it's just like super easy. He's, dead. And I, for most part, ignored the Hazard Shift bleeds because of the Taunt and Inequity Mastery and everything else. They kind of hardly do any damage. You can definitely tank through them in most of the Alliance War fights if you have Cassie, which is exactly, I have been basically ignoring Hazard Shift with Cassie. And my last fight is going to be against Nova, and this is again going to be a relatively trolly fight. And it's not going to be necessarily perfect. It has one eye open, so I don't want to parry Nova, and this is a tactic champion. So I kind of have to parry him or hit in his block. But the point is, I just want to get as many shocks on me as possible. And then make sure that I get rid of the indestructibles in time. And that's it. I want shocks, and I want to get rid of indestructibles. And then me getting shocked, me being shocked, is exactly, what's going to help me here. And yeah, so here I attack into a couple of bleeds. Not ideal. He's indestructible here. Not ideal either. But I can parry hits on Noah's special attacks, which is kind of like super helpful. And here I activate my level 1 as well to get more of the energy charge damage happening. Now I just kind of play very conservative there for a bit. And yeah, that's one dead no. Man, Havoc has been so good for so much of this. I love the fact that I get to use my Havoc because he's one of those champions that, I have always liked, or for a very long time. Took him to rank 4, rank 5, and now I have ascended him as well. And he's kind of cheesy champ that's better than many people think. Anyways, and that was my war. So I didn't have any mini boss fights in this war, but I did have some wonky fights, which I'm actually quite happy that I did. And how we did, we didn't have the best war as a battle group, but as an alliance, we did quite well. So we cleared all of the map with 7 deaths. Unfortunately, 4 of them came from our battle group, which again is not great, it's not ideal, but it's still far from unplayable or catastrophically bad. And I must say, and again, here I'm going to be honest, I do think about messed up badly with this tactic for lower tiers. I do think that for tier 1, for the alliances that, have proper war planners that do pay attention and do know a lot of these like tricks and matchups and stuff like that, it's actually not bad. I think that there had to be significantly bigger difference in between this tactic in lower tiers and in tier 1. I think you probably need to reduce the indestructible cap that opponents can get, or, you know, maybe not let them get indestructible when you dex or something like that. But for the tryhard alliances, this, again, I just have to be honest, this is not, you know, unplayable. It's actually interesting. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I definitely need to make a separate video discussing this whole Magic Thief situation. But yeah, that was my War 6. Now we're going to have a day off war. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit all the good buttons. I'll catch you guys soon. Bye-bye. Hello there, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all